gathers her courage and calls out into the house, but there is no response. Whoever it is must not want to be seen. Swallowing hard, Yo walks down the hallway to the staircase. Maybe it's Umi. Maybe it's Shimanori. Surely it's just the two of them playing a prank on her. Koji might even be there with them. Nope, nothing like that. Yo's mind fills with comforting images. Whether or not they are possible, she wants to believe in them. Otherwise, she would not be able to take another step. Umi-chan, is that you? Saki-Saki-kun, are you there? As she climbs the stairs, one at a time, Yo calls out in a voice choked with tears. When they see her sobbing, they'll probably laugh and make fun of her. Let them. It would be the happiest moment of her life. She just wants this torment to end as quickly as possible. Oh, you poor girl. She tries to move faster, but her trembling legs force her to move at an agonizing slow pace, dragging the crushing silence out even longer. With every second, she begs for release from this nightmare. After enduring what seems like an eternity of stillness, Yo finds herself standing in the second-floor hallway. No sounds greet her. There is only the gloom, brimming with silent malice. Umi-chan. Well, I don't even have to say that. She said it. She shuffles forward, calling out in a weak voice. Come out already. Please. I can't take this anymore. The door in front of her is half open. It probably leads to the room that overlooks the front gate. Yo watches helplessly from a corner of her mind as her body seems to move on its own volition, slowly opening the door. It's the bedroom where they fuck a lot. The room is empty. The damp, stinking air clings to Yo's skin. Please, stop this. She's at her limit, unable to take a single step more. Her spirit has been completely crushed. Perhaps her tormentor is waiting at this very moment. Whoa! Whoa! Suddenly the thing releases its grip from her breast and pulls out from under her bra. Yo falls to the floor, unable to support herself on her unresponsive legs. Having used up all the strength that her body had held in reserve, she now feels like a marionette with its strings cut. The creature that just grabbed her from behind is still here, lurking in a dark corner of the room. You can feel it watching her, but she can't bring herself to turn around. She knows full well that seeing it will likely destroy the last vestiges of her sanity. From close by comes the muffled tapping of buttons being pressed. Yo hears a cheerful electronic sound terribly out of place in this room. Sees the phone in her hand blink coldly. A new text message has arrived. She was powerless to stop herself from reading the characters on the screen. You're pretty, and your breasts are so soft and big. Your body must be quite useful for tempting males. Now she has her answer. The message from Omi's phone was sent by the thing that just mauled Yo's breast. God. Jo curls up in a tiny sobbing ball, unable to raise her voice or even move. Oh God, please save me. Oh, hey, sire. The creature hiding in the darkness makes a burbling sound. Yo somehow understands that it is laughing contemptuously at her. That must be how you tried to tempt Fuminori. You tried to steal him from me, didn't you, thief? Okay. So I just raped Yo. Okay. It has begun to snow by the time they pass Japanese words. I hope the roads aren't covered in snow. Sitting in the passenger seat, Fuminori is gazing out of the frosted window in silence. He's been in this trance-like state for almost an hour now. Taking advantage of his inattention, Koji stares unabashedly at Fuminori from the corner of his eye. He still doesn't understand the true meaning of the danger signals he's been getting from Fuminori. Fuminori has stopped avoiding him, and he's even looking at Koji in the eye when he talks. So why does Fuminori seem even more distant now than he did when he was trying to push Koji and the others away? Fuminori is noticeably relaxed as he stares off into space, but his gaze never wanders. It's as though he is focused on a single, definite future that he has chosen to bring about, one that has no place for the needs or wants of others. Right now, Fuminori is complete. Koji can't help but feel that beneath his bland exterior is a core of solid steel that no one can touch. About Umi, Koji says suddenly, as though trying to gauge Fuminori's reaction. It's been a week since she disappeared, and we still haven't heard from her. I see, Fuminori replied curtly, still staring into the distance. I'm worried. What could have happened to her? Ellipses. Fuminori's tone was completely emotionless, as though Koji just asked him a question about the weather or condition of a mountain roads near their destination. I asked you this before, but you don't have any idea what happened to her? No, none at all, Fuminori answers in exactly the same way he did when Koji first questioned him following Umi's disappearance. It's like you don't give a damn. That's not true. Finally, Fuminori shows some emotion, looking as though he can't believe Koji could think such a thing. She disappeared on the way to my house, She disappeared on the way to my house, didn't she? Of course I'm worried. Suddenly, frustration wells up inside of Koji. If possible, he'd like to beat Fuminori until he reveals everything that's going on inside that head of his. Koji and Umi were lovers, and he's worried sick about her. To have his concern brushed off so coldly would be unbearable, even coming from a complete stranger. But from Fuminori, who was his best friend, that wasn't even a complete sentence. Fuminori used to be this callous. Even if Koji tried to interrogate him, he'd probably never find out what changed him so completely. If Fuminori were still just hiding inside the shell he erected around himself after the accident, Koji might be able to get some answers out of him. With this sly, evasive Fuminori, however, there's nothing Koji can do. Fuminori will never reveal his true intentions. Not to anyone. All that's left then is for Koji to discover the truth by himself. Umi was going to talk to you about... That's too Japanese for me to say. I'm going to call her... Candy. You know. Oh? Fuminori smiled bitterly at the mention of Candy's name. Perhaps perhaps feeling sympathy for her pain. To Koji, however, it seems as though he is coldly pitying some inferior creature. About Candy-san. I wouldn't know what to say, to be honest. It's been hard to talk to her after what happened. Unbelievable. If Fuminoi's feelings for Yo were really this ice cold, then he would have rejected her when she confessed to him. But he didn't, or at least the Fuminoi before the accident didn't. Once again, Koji can't help but wonder if the man who looks like his friend is really a different person, who only possesses the memories of Sakisaka Fuminori. When they get off the West Nasu Flats interchange, the snow that Koji was worried about has stopped falling. The area must already be getting a lot of snow. However, the nearby mountains are covered in white beneath the trees. By the time they turn off the national highway and enter the mountains, road conditions are already bad enough for Koji to regret having forgotten tire chains. Nevertheless, he continues to power his Accord up the precarious slopes with only a road map for a guide. In a place like this, an address alone isn't enough to pinpoint a location. The only choice is to drive down every road, including private roads, that aren't even on the map, while searching for something that matches the photograph. Is there really a vacation home in a place like this? It's far from prying eyes. That must be why Professor Ogi chose this place. The more he hears about Ogi, the less Koji wants to meet him. Fuminori is the one who spots the Noah Road half hidden in the trees. It's practically an animal trail, overgrown with weeds that are tall and strong enough to withstand the weight of snow. Is this really a road? Koji stops the car and sticks his head out the window to stare into the dark forest, but he can't see where the path leads through the tightly packed trees. How does it look to you? Fuminori hands Koji the photo, which he compares to the mountain ridges visible beyond the trees. Yeah, that's definitely the right angle. Let's check it out. Fuminori's tone is flat as always, but there is a quiet intensity in his voice that leaves no room for argument. Koji's worried that his car's suspension won't be able to handle the terrain, but there's no turning back now. Shifting into second gear, he drives down the frozen road. The sun sets early at high altitudes. As the car creeps up the mountain path, Koji catches glimpses through the trees of gradually darkening sky. The forest is completely still, and with no sound save for the rumble of the Accord's engine and the crackle of snow and brush being crushed beneath its tires. Fuminori is once again staring silently through the front window. In the ominous silence, Koji feels the same faint chill that he felt when standing before Ogi's suburban home. It feels wrong, as though some primal instinct is warning him that he is traveling deeper and deeper into another world. After some time, a blocky shape suddenly appears amidst the trees, standing out against the twilight sky. Yeah. Everything about this right here tells you to turn around and don't come in. Let's go in. Koji turns off the car and compares the structure in front of him to the picture in his hand. A perfect match. Before he can tell Fuminori, however, his silent friend is already out of the car. Hey! Realizing that it's pointless to call out to him, Koji shakes his head, grabs the flashlight from the glove compartment, and follows Fuminori across the snow-covered front yard to the cabin. The photo must not have been taken recently, as the old run-down cabin before them has clearly been left to the mercy of the elements for some time. Did someone just get shot? That was a door doing that? The front door appears to be locked, but Fuminori kicks it. Oh, okay. With a second thought. Koji just watches, knowing that nothing he could say now would matter. Fuck. All the windows are shut with heavy curtains, throwing the inside of the cabin into thick gloom. Fuminori turns on his own flashlight and starts rummaging through the cabin without regard for its owner's privacy. Koji is reluctant to do the same, but it's obvious that this mountain retreat has been abandoned for a long time, just like the house in Tokyo. Seeing no point in being considerate now, he goes to search a different room. Soon after entering the cabin, however, he realizes that their search is meaningless. There's nothing inside but the bare necessities of life. Some rooms are even completely empty, save for a thick layer of dust covering the floor. Of what few pieces of the furniture are present, more than half appear to be never used. There's an empty chest of drawers without a single scratch or handprint, but bearing the telltale signs of mold and moisture damage. The condition of the cabin is eerie, though in a different way than the filthiness of the home in the city. It's like someone put together a mock-up of a home and then left it to decay. The only signs that anyone lived here are found in the toilet, the bath, the kitchen, and in the bedroom. It appears that the cabin was never used for anything but eating and sleeping.